When I read the brief, I first focused on the main objective, which was to create a responsive web app for recipes that met the user's needs and solved their problem. I identified the main deliverables for both the UX phase and the UI phase. So overall, I realized I needed to create a unique app that benefited the users. I believe I've met the objectives of the brief because my app is unique in two ways. One, there are only simple recipes, and two, there's an educational value on each recipe. I also solved the problem of users feeling overwhelmed by making the app simple to use. What was my role? Well, I was the designer and the researcher. So basically everything. I knew I had to focus first on the key deliverables from the brief, which were to find, share, and save recipes. Next, I wanted to focus on the problem I needed to solve, so the app would find only quick and easy recipes with basic ingredients. Another thing that the app had to have was an educational value for each recipe. One roadblock that I encountered was the tight timeline that left little time to do any advanced prototyping. To overcome this, I did design some small prototyped components that I put into the style guide, which I can use later on if I decide to work on the project again. The insight that made the biggest impact on my designs was the fact that some of the users were not familiar with the meaning of some of the icons. For example, in my testing, I used an iOS share icon, and some of the testers commented that they weren't familiar with that because they use an Android phone. So I have to remember that people interpret icons differently, and to avoid any confusion, I need to use labels. Yes, after the preference testing, I decided to change directions to using real images of kids cooking instead of the illustrations. The test results showed that the users liked the real images because it conveyed the meaning of the app, which was cooking with kids, which is what I really wanted. One thing I would do differently would be to do the rapid prototyping and the usability testing on the lo-fi digital wireframes instead of the sketches. I think the test results were off a little bit because the users didn't understand my sketches. And of course, if there was more time, I would do more testing more often and then iterate based on the feedback from the users.